Hello, it's Tuesdays with TIFF.
I missed it. Sorry.
Today Erica's with me.
Again.
It's been a while.
Hello guys, I
It's
missed
been
you.
a while. I know. I'm happy to have you back.
Yes.
So we were thinking that I feel like I had to jump out the tiny bit. We're talking about how so many people are going through awakenings, spiritual awakenings, but they don't even realize it, and so it feels super confusing. It's like the most confusing time ever if you don't get what's going on. Yeah. So we're just gonna talk about some of the symptoms and stuff, so like you can recognize it within yourself or somebody you know. First, a lot of the time, what happens is the spirit will give you opportunities to wake up gently, and then we keep ignoring those gentle little nudges until the universe has to just like slap the shit out of you. Yeah, and that's what we call a dark night of the soul. And a dark night of the soul basically is like something that happens that makes you feel like you've hit rock bottom in some way or another. Suicidal, divorce, shoved out of your job that you've loved for,
or out of your home.
Yeah, just like crazy stuff. It'll feel like everything's hitting you at once, coming from all directions, and you'll feel like you're in this black hole. And you can there's just like two options: you either give up or you wake up. If you choose to wake up, that is when everything changes, and you start seeing things differently, and you start being more aware of your thoughts. You start being more aware of literally the matrix around you. You start like stuff that was always it's like this veil that's been over your face starts to crumble.
All of a sudden, like, whoa. Yeah. Just seeing the entire world in a different, like through different eyes. You saw yourself through different eyes, your friends through different eyes, just everything, every particle of everything. But at first a lot of the time what happens is at first you just get a strong motivation to change what's happening. A strong motivation to go, okay, I can't do this anymore. There has to be another solution. So that's a lot of it is the first urge is to better yourself, but in a way that you never have before. Actual mastering your mind. Changing the stuff that you've been stuck in, like a terrible marriage or friendships or a job or whatever. Also, your gifts will start to open up. So you might see things differently. You might see flecks of light in the air. You might feel people's emotions for the first time. One of my clients, she always said, I'm not compassionate. I'm not compassionate. And then we started doing this work with her, and she had the motivation to connect to herself and do the awakening process, and so that was really what we worked on for a lot. And so all of a sudden she's like telling me, she's like, it's the weirdest thing. My friend was upset, and she was really upset, and I cared. And I felt it in my own heart, and it was the weirdest thing. I don't think I like it. It's interesting. Yeah, a lot of people
compassion.
Don't do that.
Yeah, and so it's fun. It's cool. It's when you get to recognize what it is. Instead of feeling, because some of it's also really hard because all this stuff that we have suppressed and been ignoring is now ready to heal, ready to be cleared so you can be the best version of yourself. You cannot do that if you're still carrying all your garbage. So it starts getting up in your face, and so that's a hard part of it. And so if you don't understand what's going on, you're just kind of overwhelmed, what's going on. And so when you get to understand the process, it gets to become a lot smoother, and you can have gratitude for the journey because you recognize every time a layer comes up or something you're healing, it's just something that you get to work on to clear to become a better version of yourself. So
they're all just small little lessons or big lessons.
But if you get to choose, if you choose to see it as a lesson and have gratitude for the lesson you're learning, you can learn it that quick. But if you resent the lesson, reject the lesson, and ignore it, then it's like the hard kind of awakening, right? You're gonna learn that lesson because we were just talking about destiny. I was never really sure about destiny. I'm like, well, it's our life, it's our reality, but there still are certain things we chose before we came to learn and to do. We have a life purpose, right? You're gonna do that one way or another. You're gonna accomplish your life purpose one way or another, whether it's through joy, because you choose to learn the lessons the easy way, choose to do it with gratitude, choose to do the work, or the hard way where that's poor and miserable, but you still end up like accomplishing it. You know what I mean? But it's like, which way do you want to learn it, Erica?
I mean, I've learned a bit of both ways, and I definitely prefer the latter. So
for sure, I spent a good 28 years learning it the hard way.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now we're learning it the easy way. Sometimes we still get some of the harder lessons, but you know,
it's when we're fighting our purpose because we already are aware.
It's the only time.
So it's like an all in or not in.
Yeah, you gotta just go with the flow. Well, exactly, because when you know what your purpose is and you start to live in that life, it's a lifestyle. It's a way of life. It's not like, okay, I'm gonna meditate for 10 minutes a day and then go about my life like I did before. It's
not about the meditation.
It's a completely new way of life. Your completely new way of thinking and existing. And you start to recognize all the glitches in the matrix and the societies and the hierarchies and all these things. You're like, this doesn't actually align with my soul. So where is this coming from? And you get to start deprogramming all the crap we've been taught and learned to start wiping this like clean, and then filling that space with light and love and higher purpose. So, because that's a really important part. I was just watching another video, somebody was talking about, like, I really need to point that out, because doing the work is really good, right? Cleaning, pulling the weeds is like shadow work, like pulling the weeds, getting the garbage out, clearing the traumas.
First step, for sure.
But if you aren't replacing it with something positive, you're leaving a negative space where it's still going to get, or an empty space, it's still going to get filled back up with something. So you have to also be filling your mind and your, surroundings with positive influences, reading good books, listening to good books, listening to good YouTube videos that are inspiring and full of purpose and passion to light your purpose and passion.
Talking with your higher self. That's another really good one.
Huge. That's the biggest point of awakening, summed up, is returning home to your higher self, which has been inside all along, but we have forgotten. And that's the illusion of separation, and that's the illusion of being abandoned by God, and a lot of those things, it's actually we feel abandoned by ourselves. And so returning home to our higher self within is the main goal, right? Yes.
So, awakening symptoms, what to do when you do awaken, because that's just happening. Like, this is that time where everybody's just gonna get that big smack in the face, because we've got to wake up. Like, we need to assemble ourselves and get together, group consciousness and everything, because it's that time.
Yeah, a lot of people are getting the shove.
Yep.
But we're just talking about how excited we are, because now it seems like a wave of men are waking up. Because at first it was just like, look, it was like all women mostly. Well, there's men, there's men that have been awake.
There are.
But all of a sudden there's another wave of men waking up, which has been really exciting. We're really excited about that. So we can feel more balanced with the men and the women. So yeah, we're excited. And we're here for you if you have any questions. The first thing I would do is I would just start researching. That's what I started to do. Like, reading every positive book and video and everything, and teaching myself. The self-empowerment is what's really important. So that's what we teach too. That's what we're excited about sharing, is the self-empowerment. Teaching you how to connect with yourself, return to yourself, release all the garbage in the way, all the density, so that you can carry more light and return home to yourself. So we teach stuff on that and have lots of resources that we would love to recommend to you if you need any guidance on that. And
we've got your back.
We're starting a big group of, like, a group on Facebook where it's just like-minded souls, where we can come together and speak our authentic truth and learn together and grow together and have that community of just high vibrational friends that we want to surround ourselves in, with a common
people we can relate to, and
we can speak our whole truth to, and not like have to water ourselves down to fit into society. And so if that is something you are interested in, let us know. We'll totally add you to the group.
Yes.
And we'll be offering the courses and the classes and stuff on there as well, just like so everybody can have the opportunity to be a part of it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. All right, well, that's all we have for today. We love you guys. I hope you're having the best back to school week ever. A little bittersweet, but it's good, you know, a little normalcy, I guess. We'll take it. All right, love you. See you next week.
Bye.